Okay, let's go ahead and duplicate that same thing. We should still have component mode selection going on, so let's select this poly right here, and let's create a planar projection. Let's scale it down and move it into place. We can see this at the side of the head right here, so we'll just scale that into place best we can. Again, you're getting used to the hotkeys and you're getting quick with them, and they'll become like breathing or like riding a bike, and you won't forget them. All right, that's pretty darn close there. You can check out what we've got. Looks good. Now let's go over here and do that same thing. We will create planar, scale it down, move it into place, scale it. The beautiful thing about Minecraft Steve is he's not going to require any other kind of projection other than planar, which is just a flat on straight cubed projection. Now you can see we have this and it's not correct. We need it to be like that. So you can't really invert it by scaling. Well, I wouldn't be able to scale there anyway, but you can't really invert it by scaling, so you have to flip it. So let's go to modify, flip, and let's check our settings here. Now the default is horizontal. Let's try horizontal and you'll see what will happen. We'll hit apply and you can see that we got it mirrored. Okay, so it's called flipping, and it's just a little tool. There's a lot of tools in here. We're not going to go over all of them during Minecraft Steve, but by the time we get to our final character, you're going to have mastered most of this process. It takes time, and we're going to go slow and start slow. Okay, so there we go, Minecraft Steve. Now, I'm going to issue my first challenge, and I will be issuing challenges throughout this course. Why issue challenges? Because it allows you to pause the video and go on and try to finish it by yourself. And why is that important? If you're able to do it by yourself, that means I've taught you something and you've mastered it, and now you can go on and finish this particular process all by yourself. That's really powerful. That is actual learning. So if you follow me in a tutorial, that's one level of learning. If you can go on, pause the video, and finish it by yourself, you can pat yourself on the back and say, now I can do planar projections on very simple characters. That's huge, especially if you've never done this before. So go ahead and pause the video now and try to finish Minecraft Steve. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Try to figure it out on yourself. And if you can't, don't be too hard on yourself. Just press play and I'll continue texturing him. All right, challenge issued. Okay, hopefully you were able to solve that challenge. If not, don't worry. Let's go ahead and finish texturing and projection on Minecraft Steve. Okay, on his head anyway. Well, the video will get too long and we'll have to move to another one. But we now have this top portion. We want to texture that. And that's really easy. Again, same process, create planar projection. And we'll scale this down. Actually, it looks like we need a different projection method. Notice I cannot scale it in these other settings. Okay, so you can see I'm having a problem here with, I can't scale and put this on this dark spot right here. So what do I do? Well, let me show you a new projection. So create planar. Let's hit this button here. We've been doing X. Let's try Y, because we're now going from the top of the head, and Y is up and down. Let's project that way. Notice now it works. Okay, now that may have been confusing for you, and it would have been hard for you to solve that particular problem. So don't worry if you weren't able to solve that one. It's just, it's one of those things you got to know. So now I was able to project on this back face quite easily. All right, let's do the back of the head. Okay, back of the head goes right here. So let's just put a projection on this, create planar. Let's switch it back to X. Hit project. And as you can see, we now have that same problem again. So what do you guys think we need to do? Some of you have already figured it out. And congratulations if you have. What we need to do is create planar, and then now we need to switch it to Z. Now we're going back in space, Z space, because of the back of the head. So now let's project that way. And again, we've solved our problem. And now we can put this in place for the back of the head. Zoom in and make sure it's as close as we can get it. All right, you are learning texturing, and now we have the head completely textured. Congratulations to us. My guess though is that the neck right here is right here, so let's just go ahead and assume that. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't see where else the head or the neck would be. So we'll go ahead and do that one more time, create planar, and we'll then change it back to Y, because Y, well, the top of the head needed Y, so the bottom of the head should also need Y because it's on the Y axis. Now, if that doesn't make sense, maybe I'll do a quick visualization on the next one. We'll go ahead and project there, and this will help you kind of see. You see now how it's facing the right direction for the neck right here, or for the head. See, this is our flat planar surface right there. Think about this for a second. That's the flat surface, and it only works on this one or this one. It wouldn't work on this one or this one. See? If we were to face a texture this way, we'd see nothing. It'd be flat, like a piece of paper. So it won't work on any of these axes right here, but it will work on the neck. Okay? If that's not quite making sense, don't worry. On every single character, we have to go through a similar process. And we will get more and more complex, but I haven't done a great job of visualizing it until right there. So now we have the neck done. Now we have the head done. So if you weren't able to finish the head, that's okay. The reason I said it was a challenge is because it was actually difficult. Because I did not show you this menu here and the changing of the axes, nor did I do a good job visualizing the different axes and how it worked exactly. So hopefully that makes sense. I get that that's pretty confusing for a lot of people. And when I first learned it, it didn't make any sense to me at all. And now it does. And hopefully you'll start to see it. Now remember this, knowledge isn't just like the first time you hear it, you get it. That's not how knowledge and skill work. Knowledge and skill, talent is there, but knowledge and skill, they need to be developed. And it takes continued practice and re-exposure to some new thing in order to understand it fully. So again, do not worry, this was the first challenge. It was difficult. I didn't show you how to do it properly. So if you were able to solve that, that's amazing. You should totally pat yourself on the back. But if you weren't, don't even worry about it because you're going to get it. I promise you. So that's the head textured. This one got super long. It was our first challenge. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, too bad, because we're going to texture the rest of Minecraft Steve in the next video. I'll see you then.